this is Katrina Pint with Shalimar Realty, and we're at the house on Woodland Lane in Pinetop Lakeside, listed for sale at $370,000. Here we're going to give you a nice look at the neighborhood. You can see that it has a solid fence along this side. This is only about 2 blocks from Woodland Lake Park. This is a very small neighborhood, no homeowners association. It's a little bit older, so the lots are bigger. All site-built homes in the area. Big mature trees here on the corner of the property. Looks like a fruit tree directly in the front yard. Large ponderosa pine. The side yard comes all the way around. This is on the curve of the street, as you can see, so it gets a little bit of a bigger yard in some aspects. Those are old cottonwoods. Been there a long time. And again, so you can see the neighborhood. And we do have paved streets, natural gas, city sewer. Not all of Pinetop has those features. There's a great deal of Pinetop that still does not have natural gas. Quite a bit that doesn't have paved streets. I know that sounds funny when I say it, but in our area, that's something you definitely want to point out, because you can be in an area where there is no paved streets. We have vinyl siding on the house. Wood deck. Little flower box going on right there. It's got a little stain on the vinyl, which is easy enough to wash off. Gutters. Now this has been added on over here, which is why you've got kind of a funky little roof line right there at the top. As you can see as you zoom in, I would want to have a home inspector take a good look at that right there. Just simply because that could give you a possible entry point for a roof leak. Now, this is an older house. Need to make a change to their little crawl space door right there. Now, if I remember correctly, the people who owned this passed away, so I believe this is in the ownership of an estate right now. Rear yard is fenced. Fairly decent sized rear yard. Back patio. Patio is made of Trex, although some of the wood that's natural wood is peeling paint, as you can see there. The Trex needs to be power washed off. We do have a metal roof on the majority of the house, and they most likely laid that metal roof over top of shingles. That's very typical to do. Again, big backyard, big mature trees. It's not something you find everywhere. Got a little deck going on right here. Somebody put a paver block underneath that gutter, probably because it was starting to rot the wood when the water came out of it. And that really should be changed so that it's not going to rot that wood any further. Screen's got a little tear in it there. Oh, see something I missed. That is wood rot right there. So that's something that would have to be addressed. Now, there's nothing saying that you couldn't ask for things to be repaired during an inspection period. You can always ask, but be prepared for them to come back and say they may do something or they may not do something else, or they may offer a credit. That way you can have it done to your own specifications. The backyard back here being fenced separately is actually quite nice. And if you can't tell, I like to be very thorough when I do my videos. I do not like to give quick little 3-minute tours. If I see something wrong, I'm going to tell you. We have a tiny crack right here. And the gutter is also loose. That also needs to be fixed. And we have a little hole in the vinyl siding. That can happen when somebody is using a weed eater and it throws a rock. Coming around again to the front yard. Okay, we'll head inside. Coming into the house now. The house was built in 1970. And it shows a lot of the original character to it. This, for example, out here, this is an original wood deck. They put the old avocado green carpet over top of it. There's the original siding. Coming out into the garage. Now, because the people who lived here were elderly, they had this long walkway instead of sets of stairs. So if somebody wanted to take this out, you'd add a lot more space to this garage. Coming inside, living room area, we have a fireplace. It looks like that is an electric or gas insert there because they haven't got the shield quite all the way around it, as you can see here. I used to have a fireplace or a wood stove right there, which is why there is a small pad there. And the connection for the chimney is right there. Nice little vaulted ceiling going on with knotty pine T&G. We have the old style wall heaters here. I'll have to verify whether or not we have regular furnace installed in this house. The old original ceiling. I would call this a bedroom, but I don't know that it is because there is no closet here. Now the carpets are very old. Carpets that need to be replaced. The windows actually look like they're relatively new. At least this one is. It's a newer dual pane. Trim is missing around the bottom of the carpet edge. I would say that this room is probably big enough for a double bed at the most, or like I said, a small home office. Dining room area, of course. Little hallway, tackle that in a moment. Kitchen area. We do have granite countertops, as well as the backsplash there. Newer Samsung refrigerator. Gas range. Has a vent. It does not have a built-in microwave. There would be room for one, however. Dishwasher is newer as well. The cabinetry is a little distressed and could probably use another coat of paint. Now the floor is old vinyl. Decent sized laundry room. Roof does a kind of a funny little angle in here. Have the built-in cabinets. Closed rear patio. Nice sized sunroom. In wintertime, this would be really nice. You can come out here and have a cup of coffee and be able to see the snowfall outside. Right now, with the windows all closed, it is a little bit warm. This room is not insulated. Again, you can see the old original siding from the house. I will say that I think the house is probably pretty well insulated itself because it's significantly cooler in here than it is in that sunroom. And if it wasn't well insulated, it would be pretty warm. Hall closet, coat closet. Could possibly be converted to a pantry area. Bath area. The grout around, well, it's not grout, it's just flat caulking. It needs to be scraped off and redone. It's not in good shape, as you can see. Somebody got a little heavy-handed with it. Ah, they use this closet as their pantry. And a little extra storage. Now, what this is for wood storage. So they would put their firewood from the garage side in, and then you could access it from this little door. But since this has been replaced, this no longer becomes useful. So that is something that could be eliminated. And in here we have the original paneling that was here. Here we go, a little brighter. We have storage here, closet area. The doors, as you can see, are a little roughed up. Another storage closet there. This does not have a ceiling light. It has a wall sconce. And these are the old style of Celotex tiles for sound deadening. This particular window has not been replaced. This is an old single pane. And it also has a crack in it, right up there at the top. They probably did not replace that window because it is an interior window. That porch, at once upon a time when it was open, they needed that light to come in, so they left the window, but then they enclosed the porch. So coming in this room, let's see what we, I can't get there's a door right here. I can't get it open. While I'm standing here, we have a little settling crack right there. Settling is natural in the White Mountains. Almost every house has it. It's because we sit on a caliche clay base, which expands and contracts every time we get water. We have some built-in shelving here with a door. The closet doors are actually quite beautiful. Some of that woodwork, if they were refinished, you couldn't replace those doors nowadays. Two pendant lights. I'm certain they had the bed sitting here, and they had one on each side with a switch. They had the cable run for the TV, which was mounted to the wall. Electric baseboard heating in this room. I have not seen any vents, so I'm thinking that this house does not have any kind of a central heating system. They made a raised sink. Apparently somebody needed it up higher. Original cabinetry like this, but they needed to lift it, so they built the platform underneath of it, and they made their own counter. They upgraded the shower area Looks like they did it themselves though, because we have some unusual things going on here. No other way of explaining it. You got a little carried away with their grout. I will say that it needs to be bug bombed. I've seen a few spiders. I cannot get this door open. I tried, it's stuck. Very typical on old houses. And there we have it. $370,000. And again, these interior windows, this one again has not been replaced. It doesn't look like the ones out there have been replaced either. Those look like originals. So they only replaced any of the windows that faced onto the outside of the house. The patios, front and rear, neither one of those have replaced windows. And that shall conclude our tour for the house on Woodland.